Dude, the new album, Calamity, Scars, and Memoirs, has gotten amazing reviews. It's been very, very, very well received. I mean, after as long as it took to get this record out, that's got to make you guys feel just on cloud nine.
Yeah, we're really happy about it. I mean, we have a lot of faith in it, and I mean, we wrote this record for ourselves in a lot of ways. But obviously, you want the fans to connect with it, and you want it to mean something for them too. But you know, we're so excited that it's going so well.
Awesome. I mean, you can just, I mean, the band's been through a lot over the last few years, and you can just sense that, you can sense the emotion behind the music, behind the lyrics. You can sense a lot of that in it. Really, how long was this record in the making for you guys?
Since the first part of 2011.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, we started writing with Tony right when he came in, and he jumped on board when we were on the first album cycle on the first record. Mm-hmm. He came out, and after we parted ways with our first singer, he came in and started filling in the dates and obligations that we had on the road, and we just started writing together immediately, and then everything kind of happened shortly after that, within months after that. So it started right then, and then we obviously took some time ourselves through this. I mean, we didn't stay together every day for the last 3 years or whatever, but but we did actually for almost a year. We sat and we lived in a house together, and that's all we did all day. Is just we'd get up and just start writing songs. We wrote upwards of over 40 tracks, I think, and when it was kind of coming to this process, when we finally got the green light that, hey, you're good to release music, it was kind of going back through, and so much of the material we wrote had the same theme, just because of what we were going through. You know, I think you pull inspiration from what you're going through as a writer and an artist. I mean, you have to, because that's where the feelings come from. So a lot of the material was like that. So it was kind of a no-brainer of like, look, this is what this record's going to be about. And, you know, all the songs are going to reflect different aspects of our lives going through it, our personal lives, our, business life, everything about it. So.
Awesome. And it came out obviously very well, and I think the fans are really connecting with the music because, like you said, the music really reflects what you're going through at the time, and at the time the band was going through hell, really, in a lot of ways, and I think that's a lot of the reasons that fans can really connect to the music because, obviously anytime somebody's going through something, rock is always, is one of the best connecting music, genres that there is. And I think that's one reason fans connect with it so well, because they can really sense that there. But you guys have been playing a couple shows lately. You guys are on the road, doing some shows. How's it been supporting this record so far? And the live shows have got to be insane.
Right now, we're getting out there, and we're kind of staying in the Midwest. Obviously we've got to kind of get our feet wet into this process a little bit. We weren't able to just jump back in at full force. So it was like, hey, let's go out, let's test the water, let's make sure we got our stuff together. Next year we're really going to be pushing this hard, starting right out of the gate. 2015 is when we're going full force. So right now we're just raising awareness and playing as many shows as we can. And I think that getting back into it, we've all played for so long, and we've spent so much time together. Even over these past few years, we were a little weary about how the first few shows would go. But honestly, right out of the gate, we were just chomping at the bit to get back at it. So the very first second on stage was just such a relief to be back there, and we just laid it down, and every show has gone just like that. We're playing better and performing better than we ever have.
Wow, that's saying a lot. I mean, after after, having to take so long off, a lot of times there's a lot of rust when a band hits the road for the first time in a while. I mean, it's impressive that you guys are playing that well together after this long,
It's been building up, that fire and that, that anger and everything that you have, all the emotions about doing it. And we live to play music and play live shows. And not being able to do that for this song, it was just like a bomb ready to go off. So it's been great.
Nice. So take me a little bit through the mindset leading up to the first show back. I mean, obviously there's going to be some butterflies, I'm sure, but what was the mindset really leading into that first show back?
Well, fortunately, I don't know if it was a kind of a happy accident or whatever, but we just kind of said, the first show back should be where it all started. So we did it in Wichita, Kansas, at the Cotillion. It's a huge venue. And it was basically all of our friends and fans that were with us since day one, and families, and it was a huge turnout. And there was just a lot that went into it. And there was a little bit of nerves about getting out there, but we did a good amount of rehearsing to go out and play the show. But it was just it was almost like just a great celebration, to be back, and here's a new record after all this time. So we were kind of on the high of that whole thing, and with having our local kind of support and friends and family all there, it just felt right, felt good.
Nice. That's the best place to kick it off when you first come back, is really, like you said, where it all started, and it's kind of like a big thank you and a reward to the fans for sticking with you through everything and through all those years as well. To say thank you. This is where we started. Come out. Let's have fun together.
Yeah, weirdly enough, we tried to hang out with everybody all night long, and the turnout was pretty huge. But we were talking to people that had flown in from like Minnesota and Texas, and they had flown from all over the country to be like, I wanted to be at that first show. Nice. And so that was overwhelming, that the support that we got on that. It was great.
Nice. Now the title of the album is just perfect. Calamity Scars and Memoirs. I mean, you can't sum up everything any better than that title. How much time did you guys really take thinking of the perfect record title for this one?
It was a process. I think any band that's going to name a record, you kind of always have the obvious, hey, what's the title track or something like that. Right. But this record it's just more than that to us. And it almost wanted to be like, it was like the title of a book or a movie or something that, really encompassed the record and that period in our lives. So it couldn't really be a song off the record. It had to be something that really encompassed the theme and the vibe about the whole thing. So we went across some names, and we all had little lists of stuff, and it actually didn't take very long before that one hit, and it was just like, oh my God, that's perfect.
Nice. I mean, being one of the originals, one of the founding members, tell me, what does it mean to you to have Seasons After finally back in full force, and just, this record finally out after all these years?
There aren't words to describe it. I feel great about it. I honestly feel that this is the strongest we've ever been. It means more to us now than it ever meant in the past. I mean, obviously when you're in a band and you're going and you start seeing some success and whatever, sometimes you can take that for granted, and oftentimes people do. But when it's all stripped away from you and taken away, and all the hard work you've put into it's like, where do we go from here? And then going through everything that we went through and getting to the point to where we are now, it's very precious and special to us. So it feels great. I mean, we've put a lot of hard work into it, and like I said, everything about it feels right. The music, I can't believe how the record turned out. Everyone's excited. We're all on the same team. We work together well. There's no more BS. I mean, we have a set goal, and we're driven, and we all know what it means, and we're just going for it.
What can we look for in 2015? Obviously, you're hitting the road full force in 2015. Maybe hopefully one of the festivals that are coming around we can see you guys on. But what are we looking forward to do in 2015 from Seasons After?
We are trying to get this album or any of the songs on it out to everyone we possibly can. We're going to be going to radio. We're going to try to get on the festivals, all the tours we can, and just spreading the word. I mean, that is our goal. Play this in front of anybody that will listen.
Awesome. Hopefully we can catch you guys on the road at one of the dates in 2015. Hopefully you can get out to Indiana, Indianapolis sometime next year, because I've never been able to see you guys live, and I really want to now. After Restless,
that's awesome.
And in the first record, I want to see it. So, hopefully,
we'll be glad to have you.
Absolutely, man. Dude, man, thank you so much for taking time tonight. The record is outstanding. I mean, it turned out very well. You can tell everything the band's been through is summarized so well in it, but there's so much hope inside of it as well. It's just awesome.
Thanks, man. Really.